guys, what's up? It's Shea Butter, and I guess I did something right because I'm back. And today we are gonna be making some delicious paella for you. So go ahead and stay tuned and let's get started. So going in our paella today, we have some tomatoes which have been drained and diced up into small pieces. You can see there's barely any liquid in there. Then we have some butter beans which have also been drained, or what I like to call them, shea butter beans. And then we have our onions which have also been diced up, some marinated artichokes, also drained, some green beans which have been cut into small pieces and we took the tips off. And then the most important part, our Bomba rice. So we have about 2 cups of that. And then some turmeric, as well as it's smoked paprika, but a special kind of smoked paprika. So there you go. And then salt and pepper, of course, for seasoning, olive oil. And lastly, our delicious chicken that has some pepper and some salt. It's been sitting on there, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with the chicken. So let's get cooking. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started by putting the chicken on first. I have a cast iron skillet that I have been heating up for about 15 to 20 minutes or so, because we wanna make sure it's already at full temperature before we put it on. And cast iron skillets take a little bit longer to warm up. Right now it's at 360 degrees. I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil in there and then put the chicken with the seasoned side down so I can season the top. Then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit more salt to the top and some pepper. Okay, so we just started with our chicken. And basically what we're gonna do is just brown it on both sides. There's some salt, some pepper on it. We just kind of wanna get it crispy, but not fully cooked, because we're gonna take it off, and then once everything has been sitting together, we're gonna put it back in. So we don't wanna overcook it. We're cooking this dish today in a cast iron skillet. Normally this dish, paella, which comes from the term of the dish that it was cooked in, it's normally a big opened flat pan that was cooked over an open fire. But today we don't have that, we're doing it in a kitchen. So we're using the cast iron skillet, which takes a little longer to warm up. So we preheated it about 15 minutes before to make sure it was at about 360, so it can get the chicken nice and crispy really fast. Okay, so while this is browning, we're gonna go ahead and start our stock, which I'm using a concentrate of chicken stock, but you can use any kind of broth or stock. And then I have water as well that I'm gonna start warming up in here. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start boiling my water. As far as the temperatures, we want them at about medium high. I'm using the little induction burner, so they're at about 360 right now. And basically I'm gonna bring the water up to a boil, but not too high, because I don't want all the water to evaporate. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my stock, as well as the turmeric, oh, that's paprika, and the turmeric. So this dish normally originated with using saffron in it. However, saffron's pretty expensive, and we wanted to make this a little bit more affordable so that anyone can make it, and you can put your own twist on it at home without it being too pricey. So that's why we use the turmeric, because not only does it give it that wonderful color, but it also has awesome flavor and complements everything pretty well. Not quite brown yet, so we're gonna let that sit a little longer. So the chicken is starting to look a little brown and crispy on the ends. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over. I had never had like specifically paella before, or like the actual dish with this type of rice, or like how it was like cooked per se, until I went to Coachella, actually. And I don't think it was my very first year, but maybe like the second year I was eating, and I just kept seeing everybody eating the paella, and I was like, what the heck is it? it just looks like rice. And sure enough, I tried it and it was delicious. It was so good. And yeah, I was like, wow, okay. So then I kind of started wanting to try it other places, and I tried it a couple other times and never disappoints. It's just, I mean, you can't go wrong with rice, beans, and some good protein. Okay, yeah, so the bottom of these chickens are nice and crispy, and it's seared, but they're not cooked all the way because we're gonna put them back in, so we don't wanna overcook it. So nice, good crisp without being fully cooked. So we have the juices here left over from the chicken, smelling all good. And we are gonna add the onions and our tomatoes to start searing. So let's get that going. And remember, as little juice as possible for the tomatoes. Add a little bit of salt, or a lot of salt if you like a lot of salt. Some pepper. So the base of this dish is very similar and resembles like a sofrita. So like the onions and the tomatoes, it's kind of like a base that's used in traditional Spanish dishes and was kind of transformed and then used into other dishes over time. So this looks like it's almost done, actually. Yeah. It smells so good. Now remember, our broth is warm, so you don't really want to put cold or like not warm broth in with all of this hot ingredients, because then it's not going to react very well and the rice is not going to cook. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my ladle, and just start slowly adding the broth in. Oh, it smells so good. I can smell all of the turmeric and the paprika in there. There we go. Nice. Add our rice, green beans, and marinated artichoke. A little bit more salt and pepper. And then we're gonna wait a little bit to put the beans in. Oh, you do wanna add the rosemary. That's gonna sit in there real nice. But like I was saying, we wanna wait to add the beans because they don't need to cook that long. And so if you put them in too soon, they're gonna get a little mushy and not very tasty. So we're gonna wait for the butter beans. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients in. We are gonna bring this to a slight boil. So a little bit high temp, slight boil, but not fully. And then at that point, we're gonna go ahead and put the chicken back in to let it sit and marinate with all these flavors that are about to happen. Okay, so this is just about to start boiling. It is boiling, so we're gonna have to turn it down. But first, we're gonna go ahead and add that chicken in there. Just gonna let that sit in there because that's gonna keep cooking. So now the chicken's gonna get all these flavors that I'm smelling. And then I'm gonna turn down the heat. To get the water up to the boil, we put it all the way up to a high, but now that we put the chicken in, I brought it back down to a medium temperature. So it doesn't cook it as fast, but it'll still kind of keep searing all the flavors together. So our dish is almost done. We had it sitting here at a medium-low heat for about 20 minutes. And there was still a little bit of liquid left, so we added about 5 more minutes, and now it's doing pretty good. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, there's still some liquid in there, so we still have a little bit more time on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my beans. Oop. Turn up the temperature a little bit higher. I'm gonna mix all this in, and then it's gonna cook together. And now we're gonna go ahead and turn the temperature back up to finish cooking and getting all of that liquid absorbed in the rice. finish cooking that chicken too. And then also by turning up the temperature at the end, it's gonna give us a nice crispy bottom once all of the liquid is absorbed without burning it or like frying it, but still giving it a nice little crunch so it's not mushy. While that is sitting together and finishing, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some lemon just for a garnish and some added flavor on top. And then now we just let it sit and cook together for about 10 minutes or so, maybe 5, maybe a little less than that. We just kind of watch it, okay? So as far as the price of this dish and the cost of this dish, the most expensive item is gonna be the rice because it is a little bit of a specialty rice, and that is the kind of rice you wanna use if you're cooking in paella. And again, it was the Bomba rice. Other than that, all of the other ingredients, total price for this dish should be about 25 bucks or so, depending on what kind of protein you use. If you use shrimp or seafood, it's obviously gonna cost a little bit more. But yeah, about 25 bucks or so. And this should feed, theoretically, about 4 people, 2 hungry people, or me if I haven't eaten all day. So let's see how many big scoops I can get out of it, because it smells and looks really good. I can't wait to try it.
Hello, I'm David Harden, External Affairs Manager for Comcast in Oregon and Southwest Washington. We are proud to partner with the Oregon Food Bank and Feed the Mass. Comcast is committed to building an equitable society and a future of unlimited possibilities with our partners. One of our digital equity efforts is Internet Essentials. Internet Essentials is $9.95 a month, and it is high-speed, low-cost internet for eligible community members. Folks that qualify for programs such as SNAP, TANF, or HUD may be eligible for this great program. To learn more, please visit Internet Essentials or an Xfinity store near you. We hope you enjoy the upcoming video, and we know you will enjoy the cooking class. Thank you, Oregon Food Bank and Feed the Mass.
This is Elodia. She's a recording artist, one of 10 million people that Comcast has connected to affordable internet in the last 10 years. And this is Emmanuel, a future recording artist, and one of the millions of students we're connecting throughout the next 10. Through Project Up, Comcast is committing $1 billion so millions more students, past and present, can continue to get the tools they need to build a future of unlimited possibilities.
Alrighty, so it is all done, you guys. I am ready to try it. We took it off the burner so it wouldn't overcook it, but it does have a nice crispy bottom, and we're gonna go ahead and serve it up now. Oh yeah, lemon on top. Voila. Smelling so good, looking so good. I cannot wait to try it. The moment of truth, you guys. Let's see what we got. Need to make sure to get some chicken in there. Got a lot of chicken. Oh. It is so good. I could have made it a little spicier for my preference, but in the end, you kind of like have the flavors creep up on you. But it's just honestly so good. Like all the vegetables together, the chicken, just the way it was cooked in the flavors and the seasonings, like, ugh. It's perfect, honestly. I'm pretty happy. It's my first time making paella, you guys. Oh my God. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun making this delicious paella. I'm definitely gonna make it again. If you try it yourself, you should let us know, tag us in any pictures or videos, and please make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more videos that we put out. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Oh, you guys wanted to finish your video? Huh?